Hey you, yes you, viewer, stick around to the end of the video to hear about a special deal that I'm going to make with you if this video gets 1,000 likes. Now back to your regularly scheduled programming. What is good in the neighborhood? I figured you guys really liked the videos that I make about my bikes and like what they are, how they are, plans that I have on them. Yeah, today I'm gonna show you my 350X. This is my dad's bike that he got several years ago. He got it, I think, in pretty good shape, and then he started having a lot of issues with it. Sounded like a can of bolts basically when it was running. It just sat for a while, didn't run, and then we got it fixed up. She's been running great for a long time, and I'm going to talk to you about a couple small things that we did in the meantime and some stuff that I really want to do with it next. So without any further delay, here is my 1985 ATC350X. So when she was originally taken into the shop, the can of bolts sound that I was describing was from the cam and the rocker arms in the engine. They were completely shot. I mean, there were flat spots all over them. They were super scraped up, super rough. So my dad went with stage up from stock, and so it's got a little bit more husk to it. Sounds a bit barkier, which is always nice. And then that combined with the exhaust, this thing has a DG RCM exhaust, or reverse cone megaphone, and it used to have a super trap on the back, and then thanks to me, I did a wheelie and snapped it off, which is sick. So I'll have to get a new one of those. She is also sporting a K&N intake on her with the airbox lid removed. Horsepower gains, right? Wow. She's also sporting the DWT MXR V4. Those tires are mounted on DWT Blue Label aluminum wheels. Up front, we're running the stock front tire and the stock front wheel, and I'm hoping to change that soon because the tread is just, it's going out the window. There's a lot of understeer going on with it, and she needs to be replaced sometime soon. Probably thinking front max, that's a classic. She's also running Meyer Super Scoops with an aftermarket Pro Taper clutch lever and perch, and the gas tank has been completely redone, repainted, and lined on the inside. Of course, the petcocks on all bikes are perishable, so this one is brand new, and she's working great. The X is also sporting a stainless brake line from Galliffer, I believe, on the front, soon going to get one on the back as well. Of course, I had to run the classic Daystar blue fork boots. These things look absolutely amazing, and I really want to get some for my 200X. Talking about these forks on the 350, they are all balls seals, both oil and dust seals. They have been working really great so far. The first set I had blew out. I think it may have just been an issue with installing them improperly. For grips, I'm running some ODI black mushrooms on them, and these things are absolutely great. I love these. They don't look super dirty when they do get dirty, and when you clean them, they clean out fairly well, even with the grooves in them, and they are super comfortable. And that is it for the parts on the 350. There's a lot that I still want to do. The header on this thing is super rusty. Even the aftermarket DG exhaust is looking quite crusty, so I'm going to want to sandblast those and repowder coat them. I'm pretty sure the 400EX is going to get its own set of headers and exhaust. The 400EX headers happen to actually work really well as aftermarket exhausts on the 350, so I'm going to slap those on, use the DG RCM as the standard muffler, and then throw a new super trap on the back, and this thing should be screaming. Like I talked about with the front tire, I'm going to want to get a new one of those because this thing is definitely out of its prime now, and like I said, probably a front max. As for these fenders, they look like they're in relatively good shape. They just have a lot of deep scratches on them. I'm not sure if there's a whole lot that I can do to get those scratches out without compromising the durability of them. And then there's always the task of polishing them after you get those scratches out. So if you guys know any good way to do that, let me know. If not, I might just have to get an aftermarket set of Meyer fenders. Now, as for further in the future, it would be really sweet to go through this engine and powder coat all the cases and the head and make everything look like new. And also, while we're at it, throw a higher compression piston in it and do a bit of head work, because that would be absolutely killer. Now, as for the forks, I've heard that there's a gold valve emulator that you can throw in these guys that'll make them perform a lot better. However, I just think it's ridiculously expensive for a little piece of brass that you stick in there, but who knows, I might get carried away one day and slap one in. An aftermarket axle has definitely got to come for this thing, but with all that leverage on the frame and the swing arm, I think it'll definitely be a must to throw on the TPC gusset kit that they make specifically for this bike. I'm definitely gonna have to get my welding game up for that, but it would definitely be a very good thing to do, especially with all that extra leverage, like I was mentioning, on the frame to throw on that gusset. After welding those on, we would have to powder coat the frame. It might be cool to go with a crazy color that you don't see that often, but who knows, maybe keeping it original. It's always something to think about. Pegs and Nerf bars are always a super sick thing to do. I think it makes the bike look a lot more aggressive and definitely helps keep your feet on there a lot more. Probably work on this shifter. It's some sort of aftermarket shifter, but it looks period correct. So I think I might just run with it and make it look nice. And then there's a whole lot of stuff on the triple tree that I can do. Probably bead blast it and then clear ceramic coat it to make it look all nice and shiny and kind of like an OEM Plus sort of look. So I think that would be really sick. So here's the deal. If this video gets 1,000 likes, I'm gonna do a build on it, make my dad do a build on it, because he definitely deserves to have a really nice 350X or any three-wheeler that's nice and built up, basically a weekend warrior kind of thing, because he's constantly working, constantly pushing himself. I really want him to know that when the weekends come, he deserves to relax and, you know, give him something fun to do. And I think it would be super sick if we all did a build on this and we had something that we could take to the track and have a lot of fun doing. So if this video gets 1,000 likes, we're gonna make him do it, guys. We can do it. Come on. That's gonna wrap things up for today's video, guys. I hope you enjoyed checking out my 350X, and I hope it inspires you to get your own three-wheeler or your own machine of any kind and just have fun with it, build it, and don't be afraid to work on stuff, because like my good friend Tavarish says, you gotta make sure that you wrench every day, bro, come on. Especially with all of the COVID stuff and people having to stay inside, it gives you something to do that you've maybe never tried before, or something that you maybe want to get back into more. And I think that's something that's fun for all of us guys or gals that enjoy working on this type of stuff. Even if you don't do anything and you just came to this video because you thought it looked interesting, I encourage you to do it yourself. Try something new. It's a whole lot of fun, and there's a great community out there that is more than happy to help you with anything that you need help with. If you enjoyed this video, please leave it a thumbs up, and please share this with your friends if you want to bug them to get into their 350X or any of their other bikes that they may be working on. Do it, man, bug them. And remember, 1,000 likes, we got to do a build on this thing. It'll be sick. All right, I'll catch you guys on the flip side.